Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are going to be doing our results video for February. We are finally here. I was supposed to do this like a week ago, but okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. All of these spreads that I have here, I set up in previous videos with you guys. If you guys are curious about any of them, the planner that I am using is the Erin Condren monthly planner, and I love this cover. I know that like it's gonna be spring this month, but I might just keep this cover on all year round because I love it. Okay, so talking about February, we have our total amounts. I realized I never wrote how much we're officially saving. In total that we rolled for Savopoly, what was it? It was $239. So we're gonna do $239 that we are potentially saving, because you guys already know I messed up in Savopoly if you guys watched my week 4 check-in. But the $239, we're gonna figure out which sinking funds we're gonna take out of at the beginning of March. In March's week 1 check-in. But talking about closing out this one, we are going to go straight through and just calculate everything out. So the first things first is let's go ahead and close out our February budget. Right here we have our day-to-day expenses for eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, pups, and baby. These are the ones that we track in our monthly view for all of them, along with we have a spread set up to track them as well. This weekly balance is more so to balance out our checking account. But if you guys are curious about how I do that, that is in any of the weekly check-in videos. We are going to just do what we always do, which is just transfer over these numbers because I'm too lazy to just add everything up. So we are going to do $18 for eating out. That is negative. Another category that's negative is for gas, which is $1. And then the rest of the categories, we have 40, 80, 40 left over for allowance, 80 left over for pups and beans category. And then we have 106 left over for groceries. That means for eating out, we spent $318. For gas, we spent $101. Allowance, we spent $60. Pups and bean, we spent $20. And then for groceries, we spent $294. All right, so now let's go ahead and add them all up. Okay, so in total we spent $318 plus $294 plus $101 plus $60 plus $20 equals $793. And then for leftovers, we had $106 minus the 18 minus the negative 1 plus the positive 40 plus the positive 80. That is $207 left over for the month, which is actually really not that bad. And that number also matches back here as well. Next, let's do our bills. So for bills, our fixed side is fixed bills, so that's like good. But over here for sure, we have a lot of differences. So for our holder, this is just like to make the numbers even. Of course, nothing gets spent out of that because that's just like a placement to make it equal $31.50 when I add both of the fixed and variable amounts up. But let's calculate these. So for gas, the actual, we are negative. If I knew that it was going to be this month, I definitely would have calculated more for our first quarter budget, because like I thought it was gonna be like just $100 per month, because I was trying to look at previous years and I thought that like it would kind of balance out, you know, like January for the last 2 years was in the 70s and the 80s, and then like it only went up. Okay, well then again, last year's February spent $134. Maybe I wasn't really thinking clearly, but for the next quarter, I'll definitely make sure to budget more than expected so we don't end up over so much. Okay, so where's my February? Okay, here it is. But anyway, so going back, we're going to talk about electric. Electric, we had an estimate that it would be $70, but that minus the $44.96 means we still have $25.04 left over. Then we have our mobile. Mobile we estimate at 180. That minus the 174.77 equals $5.23. And then internet, for whatever reason, I thought it would be $80 per month. So that is negative $9.99. Month of March is the last month with these budgets because we're going to change them around for the next quarter. So hopefully we won't see so much negative next month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But we're going to add up all the actual. So 115.30 cents plus the 44.96 plus the 174.77 plus the 89.99. That equals a total of $425.02. And then for the variance, we have $25.04. That minus the negative $15.30 minus the $9.99 plus the $5.23 plus the $19.90 equals a positive variance of $24.88. So that's pretty good. That means the total we spent for the month of February is $3,125.12. All right, now to just estimate or just to look at the difference, we have a $24.88 that matches our bills remaining, so that's pretty good. Just real quick, because I feel like I always forget to fill this in on camera. At least I'm gonna do some of it. So for monthly, we spent $793. For bills, it was $31.25.12. And then let's do our sinking funds. So for sinking funds, we're going to just go through it. We only have 5 different categories. So let's just go through it real quick. For unbudgeted, it was $505 that we spent. Medical was $300. Where's our medical? $300. Then we have Pups food, which was $190. Pups food is $190. And then for car maintenance, we had an emissions test that was $14. And then last but not least, we have gifts and trading. That was for $164. And these are all now checked off. There's a double check. I just like to be able to see it. It's just easier for me to follow to make sure I don't miss any of them, because there's some months where this list is like super long and I gotta check it or it's hard for me to see. The rest of these categories, and nothing was spent, so we are going to just cross them all out. Now for our totals, I'm gonna just go through and just total everything up. So for car insurance, the $407 plus what we added, which is $75, we have $482 in here. Sewer and water, $119 plus the $75 is $194. For Christmas, still got $300 in there. For Pups medical, we have $250. For our medical category, $269 plus $100 minus the $300 equals $69 left over. For the baby category, $366. Car maintenance, we have $200 plus 50 minus 14 is $236. Gifts and trading, we have $100. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, $100. Then we have for household $198. For dates category, we have $200. This is just accumulating. I feel like we literally never use it. Home, $285 plus 75. That equals to $360. Clothes, we have $300 in here. Pups food, $201 plus the 50 minus 190 equals $61 left over. Pups miscellaneous, we have $121. Costco, we have $100. Easy Pass, we're still at $50. Office, we're at $135. Beauty, we're at $193. I thought I was gonna, you know, treat myself to something this month, but that never happened. Okay, so we have 592 plus 10 minus the 505. I mean, I guess the only thing I could say I treated myself to was getting a crown from the dentist. That's kind of where this unexpected medical bill came up. You know, I paid for it in advance because like I had my appointment that given week as well, but I kept rescheduling it. So my dentist appointment is actually going to be probably the day that this video goes out. I'm going to get my crown, most likely. So now let's go ahead and calculate everything up. Okay, so far we spent 300 plus 14 plus 169 plus the 190 plus the 505. That means for this month, oh my goodness, we spent $1,178. So let's go ahead and calculate how much we have remaining. So for remaining, let's add all of these up. So the total for this is going to be $3,812. And now let's see, that should match $3,812, and that is what matches our checking account balance. So that is awesome. So now that is balanced. So basically our monthly, oh wait a second, hold on, before I forget, let me also add, we spent $1,178 from sinking funds. So basically this month is now all balanced out. Everything is looking really good. Now let's go ahead and calculate everything in the back to finish up our results. So we have our February budget. Let's write in these amounts. Our mortgage is the same. Mortgage will probably be the same unless our escrow changes. Mortgage should not change, but for our mobile it was $174.77. Car insurance did not come out. Water, sewer did not come out. For our electric, it was $44.96. For our gas was $115.30. That's crazy. For this year, our utilities for gas is like really high. For electric, you know what's funny? If I lessened the amount for electric at the beginning of this month and added it to gas, we probably wouldn't be negative by so much, but it's a lesson learned, so that is okay. Now the last thing that I wanted to do is, because I totally forgot to do this in January's, but we're gonna write down all of the sinking funds, and then we're gonna calculate and write in how much we spent from each category for January and February. I'm gonna actually just fill this all in real quick off camera, and then we'll talk about it once I'm done. All right, so I filled this all in and I don't know what's wrong with me. I forgot the medical one again. Medical usually goes up here right in between pups medical and baby, but for whatever reason I forgot it. So I had to put it in at the bottom. So for I didn't want to white everything out and like just to put it in there, but so it's cool. I'll just have to remember it's at the bottom. As you guys can see, this is my January sinking funds and February sinking funds. For January sinking funds, I left out the ones that we spent from Savopoly because those are for savings. It's not really like us actually spending it on something, because that's what I want to track in here. So, but yeah, so for car insurance, this only comes out biannually. I believe it comes out in April. That means this is going to just be blank for the first quarter, and that's fine. But for sure, medical, we've been using this a lot because of this pattern. For that, along with gifts and treating, I think I'm going to put a little bit more in both of these categories for March for our sinking funds. I'm excited to see how this is going to go for the remainder of the year. And also, if you guys are curious about these 2023 setups, I did these on camera with you guys. The reason why I have January, February, March is because that's just kind of what I wanted for January through March. On that sheet, you can choose if you want like January, February, March, April, May, June. You can kind of, you're able to customize it. So if you want it just 3 months, 6 months, or you can just do the whole year, whatever your preference is. But I kind of just want to explain that just in case you guys are like, what is that? But yeah, one more thing that we have to do is also the budget results. I went ahead and filled out all the categories. So we have our income, monthly budget, bills, sinking funds, and ally, because that is how our budget for February is broken up. So we have the monthly budget categories, like the day-to-day expenses, the bills all down here, and then the last section that we have split up, since now these sections are all accounted for, is the sinking funds and ally. So that is what these categories are. Our income for the month of February was $5,200. That was the actual as well, $5,200. That means there's no variance. I want to do what I did last month and draw a line. I'm going to do a color that matches. We will do this pink color. And I think I just did it just for this. I didn't draw the line all the way, so we'll do the same thing. All right, that looks good. Now for our monthly budget, all the amounts are the same as well. 1,000 for bills was $3,150, and then for sinking funds and ally combined was the same amount, and then all of them added up as 5,200. Going over these numbers, where I got them from is from our monthly budget that we set up together. So we have the 1,000 for the monthly budget categories, which is that number. For bills, the total for both the variable and fixed bills is $3,150. Then we have the sinking funds and ally for $1,050, which is $1,000 for sinking funds, $50 for ally, for the total $1,050. All three of these added up together, the 1,000, $3,150, and the 1,050 equals the whole 5,200, because we are doing it zeroed out for the zero-based budgeting. So the total that we spent for them, ally and sinking funds, that is for sure that amount, but these two do differ. So let's see how much do we have left over for bills. We spent in total, we're just going to transfer over the amounts. The total was $3,125.12 that we spent for bills. $3,125.12. And the leftover we had was $2,488. $2,488 for the monthly budget categories. We spent the total of $793. $793, and then the leftover we had was $207. So looks like we ended up kind of roughly the same. Let me add that up. In total, we spent from all the categories is $793 plus $31.25 plus $10.50 equals $4,968.12. And then we have our variance, which is $207 plus the $2,488 equals $231.88 that we had left over. And that means this is the total number that we were able to save for the month of February, $231.88, which is pretty nice. So I'm actually going to transfer this. We have to transfer this. I'm going to go ahead and do this in the month of March's week 1 check-in, since we have to transfer over the funds for the month of March anyway. So we'll do that together in March's week 1 video. It looks like March's week 1 video is going to be a longer one at this rate. Now officially our February results is now completed, so we are looking good. And so yes, that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.